What is up, everybody? We are back with episode 7, of course, with Qualified Dropouts. I am Ian. I'm the owner and CEO of Embrace the Journey, and this is Asher, owner and CEO of Better Than Before. Today, we're going to be talking about our mindsets prior to when we started our businesses, when we had our, we're going to school, going to college, had our normal job, and then now, and kind of how that shifted and how we've adjusted and overcome some of our limiting beliefs.
Yeah. So right off the rip, both of me and Ian wanted to say thank you for 100 subscribers.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
What's been?
I know this podcast is kind of like, I'm gonna use the term ghetto.
It's so good.
It's a little ghetto, but me and
Ian,
Ian,
we have a painting that was from the trash.
That's true. I found that painting in a dumpster, and I was like, "Hey, this looks kind of cool."
And add a little bit of light to our room.
Yeah.
So,
and
we have a nice $50 table and 2.
That's not even built correctly.
Honestly, our ring lights cost more than this.
Yeah.
And you probably don't even realize we have ring lights because the lighting is so bad.
Yeah. But we're moving in like a month and a half.
And then we're gonna get real stuff.
Yeah, but right off the rip, so first question, and this is hovering the air for me a lot, is people have been asking me or telling me they're really motivated to do something. So my question to you is, because you know my stance on it, like, is motivation real to you?
I think motivation, I know it's so cliche to say, like, it is and it isn't. So I think it is because I like to refer to a lot of momentum in your life,
yeah, I like
rather
that
than just motivation, because I actually just talked with somebody about it. Like, they're building up this, it's more like a confidence in yourself, like, okay, I know I need to make this change, and you have all this momentum behind you. Now you still have to take that one step and take action on it. You can have all the motivation in the world, but if you're not actually taking action on what needs to be done, you're not going to be able to do it, because it's that next step. You're going to be motivated all the way up to that point until you know you have to take that next step, which is the action step, which is the lifestyle change, which is the big risk that you have to do, moving out of your state. I almost said country, state. Move out of your country, USA, shit. But you can have all the motivation and momentum in the world, but if you're still scared to take that action step and actually overcome what you know already in your brain, what you have to take or do, you're still never going to have it, no matter how much motivation you have. But I like to refer to like momentum.
Yeah, no, I actually like that a lot, because I've just been getting loads of DMs the past weeks, especially as I've started 75 Hard, and people are like, yo, I'm super motivated for XYZ reasons, so how do I get started on this? And usually, like, I ask them, like, okay, why are you motivated? And they say, like, I got a raise, or I got this and this happened. I'm like, okay, well, what happens when you're not motivated? And most of the time, I'm just going to be honest, they don't even reply. They just read the message and just go on their business because they don't know.
Yeah.
And then the other people will be like, well, I don't know, I haven't gotten that far. And it's like, if you put yourself on, oh, I'm so motivated right now, I have to start when I'm motivated, well, then you're just like, you're just going to fail, like, straight up.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think you can roll off that motivation and add it as like momentum and take that step. And then once you take that step that you know is going to be difficult no matter what, if you have motivation or not, then it's going to set you up like, oh, I can do this. You're going to get to overcome that obstacle and actually do it. And I think we should probably like start talking about like what my mindset was, or our mindsets were like prior to when we started our business.
That was just to start off everything. But I like what you said. So,
because we definitely dive into motivation later, because I have a lot to say about that.
Yeah, I don't know. When it comes to motivation, I talk about this a lot. Just like, stop putting that in your vocabulary, because there are a lot of other words you can fill to use it. Momentum's a really good one. But yeah, so I mean, start us off here. What was your?
And I think just one more thing to add to the motivation. I think that word, it's overused to the point where, like, when somebody says I'm so motivated, I already know in their head, they know exactly what they need to do. They're just still scared to take that step. Doesn't matter how, like, that's what it sounds like. When you say I'm motivated to do this, it's like, well, what? You're saying that because you know you need to, you know what you need to do, but you're still too scared to take that risk. Rather than just say, I just made this change, and I just started this journey, or I just took this risk, or I just did this thing, rather than just saying, oh, I'm motivated now to start. It's like you're basically saying you're gonna.
It's either one day or day one. That's what you like to say, right?
Yeah. But our mindsets prior to starting your own businesses, kind of.
So first, let's evaluate our mindset through high school first, and then in college, because it feels like, for me especially, my high school mindset and in college were kind of similar, but then different in social aspects.
Yeah. So just kind of for me, high school, I was homeschooled all my high school though.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So
Damn.
I worked actually since I was 16. And I just worked, played video games, and was homeschooled. So my mindset, I was just always free. I could do whatever I wanted, and I didn't really care.
Yeah.
And I played football my last senior year, so I was affiliated with like a school then, and hung out with people and stuff. You know, had fun my senior year. But leading up to that, I didn't really like I just traveled actually. I played paintball. I went to Boston when I was like 18, drove there. Like I did whatever I wanted because I was homeschooled. And my mom was like pretty chill. She's like, as long as you complete your homework. So I used to complete my homework early in the morning. Sometimes my mom still gets out on me about that. But I would either play video games for hours, like all day, and then complete my homework, or I'd complete my homework early if my mom was yelling at me. And then I would go and I'd play video games all the time. And I wish, you know what I really wish? I wish I had my mindset now when I did back then. Because I would have streamed.
Same. Well, actually, I did.
I would have taken it seriously. And I think that's the difference, is like taking action on things.
Yeah.
And I think really like committing to things. Because I think a lot of people can talk the talk all the time. They say all these great ideas. And in high school, I dreamed and I thought of all the things I want to accomplish, but I never took any type of step. And I didn't really start taking steps till after high school.
Yeah. Yeah, for me in high school, I'm burping a lot, bro. This Alani, it's, have you had this one before? The Bombsicle?
No. Is it good? I heard it's pretty good.
Rocket Pop, that's what it's called. Yeah, it's pretty fire. I mean, it tastes like the typical shit. So yeah, my mindset in high school was very social based. I would like to say I was a pretty popular high school guy. So the things I wanted to accomplish didn't really revolve around that. So one thing for me was getting on YouTube, streaming for video games, and kind of going against the schooling system. So what's funny about this is when I used to make YouTube videos and stream, this was in high school, I would hide it from everyone.
Really?
I would hide it from my mom. I would hide it from... The only person that would know was my brother, and then my sister, I think, caught on. But yeah, I started streaming on Twitch like my junior or senior year of high school. I told no one. And the thing is I had so many limiting beliefs about it, because when there was a party on Friday or Saturday or something like that, I always wanted to go because I wanted to make sure I still had that like status of like being a guy that was sociable and like popular, I guess, like that, not like a loser. But dude, I was never having fun. I didn't give a, every time I was there, I was like, I'm not gonna start having fun until I'm fucked up, because then I'm gonna forget about me wanting to stream. That's how it worked. So like, for the first hour, 2 hours of the party, I was just like fake socializing to try and fit in. And then once I was drunk, I'm like, okay, well, I completely forgot about streaming. I can't drive because I'm drunk. So that's that's how it was for me. I had such a I want to fit in type mindset, and with social media how it is now and stuff like that, man. Like me and Hal talked about this the other day, and it's about like caring about other people's opinions and stuff like that. You're always going to care about people's opinions. That's just how it is. If you were to say, oh, I don't care about their opinion, I'm sorry, you're lying. You're just straight up lying. Me and Ian care heavily about other people's opinions on us because we're business owners. All right, especially when it's people that are our demographic that we're trying to coach. If they think we're like mean or ugly or something like that, obviously we're going to care, right? Because we want to change their life. We want to help them. We want to work with them. And if they're like, yeah, you're just not a good guy, dude, that's going to take a huge toll on us. Right?
Because I think it speaks a lot about our character, though, too. Like, we really do care about our reputation, like how we perceive to people. Obviously, we know not everybody's going to love us. Like, that's just it. Like, there's people out there that wouldn't even love Jesus. Or, like, love the most perfect person in the world. Like, because that's just how people are. But when it's like, people were trying to really help, and then they talk, you know, if they were to have opinionated views about us and talk down to us, we're like, we'll take it into consideration. Like, okay, well, why do they think that way? And it kind of can offend us. And shoot, honestly, one of the first episodes for this, someone made a comment about something that I said, and trust me, I don't care about some opinions. It's still affected me. I'm like, man, is this really actually how people view me? Because if one person thinks that, I'm like, is this how everybody views me? Yeah. And it kind of relates back to like in high school and college. I was always scared, like to fitting in. Like I never really told anybody how much I video gamed. Yeah. Same, I was homeschooled, so I didn't have to worry about that. Man. But I was always shy, and I knew I wanted to get streaming, but I was too shy to do that, and I knew. I wanted to get in the gym too, and I was too scared to go because I cared about what other people thought. Yeah, they're like, it was just weird. And now I look back at it and I'm like, dang, why would I think that way? I don't know. Yeah, there's a big pressure on like needing to be the sheep in the herd or whatever the fuck that saying is, whatever. Yeah. But basically, what I was saying is like obviously. You have to value some people's opinions. I'm not close loved ones. I'm saying the losers, and you'll know exactly who I'm talking about when I say losers. Those are the opinions where you can't get to you. If you were the opinion of people you look up to and people who you are getting mentored by or that are really close to you, and you actually they see who you are as a person in real life, and then they can evaluate, are you still portraying that same person who you truly are correctly? Yeah. And that's the feedback you should get. Yeah. You should take in. But as I said, the losers, the people who they're going to hate you no matter what, it's going to be hard to always not take their opinion or to try to brush it off. But just in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter. Yeah. I mean, respectfully, this isn't really cocky either. You're just going to be above some people in life, and the people that are below you that are trying to give you feedback, I mean, you just have to be like, yeah, well, you're wrong. That's just how it is. And they're trying to pull you back down to their level so they feel more secure about themselves and where they're at. They don't want, when they see somebody climbing and doing great things, and this is when you'll know if you have the realest friends. Yeah, exactly. Because, shoot, I talked to one of my best friends the other day, literally, I think it was yesterday actually. Called him on the blue, and we haven't talked in a while, but we've texted or whatever. And I know he's one of my realest friends at Friends for Life, and he's 100% going to be in my wedding because even though we still live so far apart and he already started his family and everything, he's so proud of me, and he says this is awesome, you're doing great things. Yeah. And he's going down a different route, but he doesn't care. Yeah. He has his life doing his thing. He's happy for me. Those are the people who you know will be your real friends. Is even if you want to say in the grand scheme of things, if you're a level above them, which you probably, if you're best friends, you're never gonna view your best friends as a level above or below. That's actually the best way to put it. Yeah. If you have best friends and friends who really like you, you're never gonna view them as a level above or below. You guys are just always gonna be best friends, and you don't care where you're at. Exactly. Yeah. That's kind of the best way to put it. Yeah. Shit, I was gonna say something. I completely forgot. Sorry, because you kept on. I know. But you were leaving off of. I don't even know. Kind of your friends in college and high school. You were trying to fit in. And... Yeah. Shit, dude. I lost so many friends, man. Oh my gosh. Oh, you were saying that friends were above. You were above friends, and you just couldn't believe them. If you were, or people. Yeah. So there is a difference when it comes to acquaintances and friends, and then best friends. So the acquaintances you have in your life are usually the people that are going to downplay you, and basically try and pull you back down. And this was said by something. This is when Alpha League was still a thing. I forgot I think it was Jack West or something. He was people in your hometown are always going to talk shit because y'all start at the same point and they don't want to see you level up and go ahead. And I'll tell you one thing right now that's so true, because in high school, there was this one guy, this is when TikTok just started. Dude, he fucking blew up on the internet.
I forgot his name. I think his name was like Bryce or something like that. No, Aiden. I forgot his last name. He blew up. Like, dude, he got like 800K in like 2 months.
What did he do?
Just that, like when TikTok just started on the dancing videos and shit.
Yeah.
That's what he did. I mean, he was one of those like, I don't
E-boys
like,
or whatever.
Yeah, like E-boys. He's a really good guy. He's super nice. But dude, I remember when he started, and this was in high school, and he was like my acquaintance, and this is when I still had that mindset of like, I'm a victim, like nothing goes well for me, shit like that. I was like, yeah, he just got lucky. Like, this isn't gonna last. Like, whatever. You know, like it'll be my time soon and shit like that. Dude, he's like living in fucking LA, doing like brand, like he's fucking living it up. And like now at the position I'm in, I look back and I'm like, damn, I can't believe I used to think that way about him, because now people think that way about me, and I'm like, I know how your mindset is, and I wish I could change it, but you can't change it until you go through it.
Yeah, the victim mindset.
Yeah. That was the biggest mindset I had in high school, was the victim mindset.
I think it comes out of jealousy.
Oh, 100%, dude.
I think it comes out of jealousy.
Yeah. Because, dude, I don't care what you say. Everyone has a dream in mind. Everyone has a goal in mind. You're just too much of a pussy to take that step. That's just what it is. Shit.
I just would rather make the excuses as to why you can't, rather than just doing it and suffering and trying to overcome obstacles. Like, you're going to have pain either way. Yeah. You're either going to have pain from growth, and you're going to have to overcome obstacles and things that happen in life, or you're going to have pain because you're going to look in the mirror and see the exact same shit year on and year on and year on, and you're going to be stuck in your hometown
and just fucking regret it.
Your choice.
Oh man.
Like, either way you're going to have pain, and would you rather have pain from growing and taking things that you would never, like, you're not going to know what, it's the fear of unknown.
Yeah. And this is not supposed to be a motivational speech here. This is just real shit.
This is like something I went through.
This is just something I wish someone
I thought I would just be rich. No idea how. I was like,
same.
I'm gonna be well off in life.
Same.
No plan.
Yeah.
I was too scared to make a plan. I was too scared to like actually dive into, okay, what am I gonna do, and how am I gonna create a career? How am I gonna, like, what am I gonna do in life? What's the easiest route out? Mm-hmm. That was my mindset. What's the easiest way to make a quick buck?
Yep. Same.
And I think a lot of people think like, oh, what's the easiest way I can make some money and make this like sustainable? Yeah. So a lot of people like to go to school like, oh, I could just get a 4-year degree here because it pays really well. That is crazy, and that's what I thought. I was like, I can do nursing, I can travel nursing, you make a shit ton of money, they pay for everything, you make good money.
That's not easy though. Come on.
But it's like more free because you get to travel everywhere.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that sounds freeing, and I think. Like
it's mindset. Not easy becoming a millionaire. That's the thing. That's what people don't understand. Yeah. It's not easy making money. Come on. It's never going to be easy making money.
No.
I mean, like, the way we make money, we say it's easy because we like what we do. So it's a big difference.
Yeah. But even then, I still think it's hard.
Fucking hard, bro.
Honestly, like, I still think it's very hard.
It's still hard.
You're going to see.
It's easier because of the path we chose. That's the difference.
It's easier because of the passion we have. Our why. Yeah. Right? We know we want to create some type of financial freedom. We know we want to create freedom for ourselves where we can go and live wherever. We know that social media has a big boom. We're taking it and we're like, okay, we can monetize this, but not. This is the financial side, but then there's also a purpose side. I just want to make that clear too. Yeah. So then the purpose is like, how many people can we impact? And when I die, or in the future, how are people going to view me? Like, what's my legacy? It's gonna be my brand. Like, that's this founder and CEO of Embrace a Journey, the thousands of people's lives he's impacted and changed. I mean, that right there is the purpose. It's not about the
it always outweighs money.
Dollar per day you make or dollar per month or whatever. It's people aren't just numbers. It's the impact, and I think that's the coolest thing. It's just the influence, because I don't care about followers on my Instagram. I don't care about the number of people that follow me and like my stuff, which, likes, Instagram algo. But
we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, that's
the last
this
bit.
Is like, the last bit. But I care about the people I've impacted that come through my company and come through and have changed their lives completely. That's what I care about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Will said it as well. Once you get to 100K, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But first 100K is always the hardest.
Mm-hmm.
It was the hardest. Fuck, dude. Fuck. Man.
I mean, realistically, we're still in the first year.
Yeah. Mental battles we've gone through. But, so this is the last bit of our high school mindset. So I just want to say one more thing. So with me for fitting in, so I thought it was so important for me at the time. I never told anyone this. And Mom, if you're watching this, you now know. Also the whole entire internet. Well, also, Mom, you probably know this if you're watching this. I never wanted to go to college. However, I only wanted to go to the University of Tennessee because I wanted people to view me as someone who attended an SEC school. I didn't give a fuck about the education.
Yeah, status.
I wanted to fit in and be like, I'm a volunteer in SEC because it was either Tennessee or University of Memphis.
Yeah.
I didn't want to go to the fucking college that was 15 down the minutes from my road. Fuck that.
Yeah.
I wanted to be a fucking dude who went to the University of Tennessee in Knoxville and actually went to college, traveled 6 hours to do it. I wanted
got
that
out of his
status.
hometown.
Yeah, I wanted that
experience
status.
the 4 years of fun in university.
Yeah, exactly.
It's status. Because, all right, what's the first thing? When you don't see anybody and you ask him, oh, what are you doing? You going to school? Mm-hmm. That's the first question. You wouldn't even be introduced to anybody. Exactly. What do you study and what do you go to school
100%.
for?
If
you say, I go to a state college and I'm studying business, like, oh, they're going to look down on you. That's just like, that's just how society has been portrayed on everybody.
Yep.
If you were to say, no, I'm going to SEC school, I'm going to UF or UCF and I'm studying this, and they're like, oh, wow, like you're doing a lot with your life. And it's like, 100%. What if I were to say, oh, I'm growing my own online, I'm going on social media and growing my own coaching business?
Oh, dude, the questions you get. Oh, man.
Oh, well, how is that sustainable? Yeah. How are you gonna keep doing that? What about 5 years from now? What about 10 years from now? What if social media, they delete it?
Yeah.
Well, at the rate it's going, it's not gonna be deleted. Yeah. And
you need a backup plan. Blah blah blah.
Backup plans are for losers.
Like honestly, I don't
but
know
before I started my business, I always thought I needed a backup plan.
Yeah,
like, what was the backup? Like, okay, I'm going to college, but what if that just doesn't work out? What am I going to do? I'm going to have this backup job. That's what I always thought. I thought of the backup plan. That's because that's
yeah. Go ahead.
And how I always had a backup plan, and that's exactly why I was a loser. Mm-hmm. Why I failed at everything I wanted to succeed in or go for is because I always had a backup plan. And it was like a safety guard. It was like, oh, like I'm okay if I fail. That's basically what I'm telling myself. I'm okay if I fail because I have a backup plan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's literally you just saying.
Hey man, we had that mindset moving to Houston, remember? We were like, we can always just work at Alpha Elite. Yeah. Man, did that shit.
I said Uber Eats. Shit.
He said Uber Eats. I didn't have a car, so I was gonna take the bus to Alpha Elite to work there.
You know what's funny?
Man, did those limiting beliefs get shattered basically within the first week. Our mentors were like, what the fuck are you talking about?
That's true.
Basically shit on us.
I actually, when I had my lowest month, I went out and I did one Uber Eats order.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I think I told you that.
Yeah, you did.
I was like,
and you were like, damn, this sucks ass.
I did it and I was like, why did I knew I was never going to give up on this. Like, I think the moment I moved out here, I was like, I'm never failing. I don't care what my backup plan is. I just can't go bankrupt. That's it. I will do, we were working and I was working and grinding and on my lowest months, I definitely, slacked off, but that was just due to my mental state. I just didn't want to work. But I know why I felt that way and I've fixed it. But my backup plan was to do Uber Eats. And so when I had my lowest month, I was like, you know what? I'm going to go do one order. I need to get it. I need to just do it. I did that order and I was like, that next day I was like, no, like that's not happening. I can't do that. Are you kidding me? I was like, I can't. Like that's failure right there. I literally moved out to Houston for no reason. If I did that.
Yeah.
And I started achieving my dreams. And you know what scared me the most was how embarrassing would it be for me to be like, I moved out to Houston, I didn't really like it, and I just gave up I just quit my dream, right? I was pursuing it. It didn't work out. Imagine that. Like going back home and
humiliation.
No, for real. I think about it all the time. I'm like, what if I just actually give up now?
That was the biggest thing for me, dude. It's, oh shit, what if it doesn't work out and I have to come home and fucking tell all these bums that I fucking lost?
Yeah, and then they're gonna be like, I told you so.
And then they're gonna be like, I told you so. Yep, exactly.
Do you know how embarrassing that is?
That was the biggest what if for me.
And I didn't have that. Never had that mentality or that mindset until after I've made these big risks and big leaps. Same. Until I've done that.
Same.
Once you do that, you'll know that what if I actually stop and I go back to what I used to be?
Yeah. Now, okay, obviously we've grown. Now we kind of do that and we like kind of laugh and it's like, dude, what if like we just made a joke and I was like, yeah, I'm quitting.
Like, what if? That would be funny. If we both called our parents, yeah, haha, we have $0, we're bankrupt.
Yeah.
They would be like, wait, are you serious? It'd be funny. But anyways, so to go back about like the degree thing. So yeah, that was the biggest thing for me was when I met new people, especially either my family, friends that I don't know, something like that. I wanted them to be like, oh wow, you go to the University of Tennessee, that's damn nice.
Yeah, you got into that school?
You got into that school? Damn, that shit's hard. First, college is not hard. That's a whole nother topic.
They'll take your money.
Yeah,
always.
We already talked about that. But
yeah,
so,
really
but now
we got to dive into mindset.
Yeah, now it's funny because when people tell me that, I'm like, yeah, I actually dropped out of college. I did not like it at all, and now I'm very successful doing this, that, and that. And now it's like, boom, completely like shit on that. I'm doing this, and it's completely different because when I would say, yeah, I go to the University of Tennessee, I would have no confidence. I would have no confidence and excitement behind it because I didn't want to do it. I was just like, it was just a status thing. Yeah. Now people are like, oh, you ever going to go back? Go back to what? Being a failure? What?
I wouldn't say being a failure, but I think it's doing something we don't love.
Yeah.
That's like the best way to put it. Because, it's so true. Because if you tell people that you go to I don't even know where I'm going with this. I'm not gonna lie, I just totally blanked. You continue what you're saying. That was horrible.
Yeah,
sorry, guys.
And I get that, especially in my family, are you gonna go back? I just tell them no because I'm nice. But in my head, I'm like, go back to literally being, in my mind, a bum, like and a loser. Because, safe. It was so, it felt like I was in prison, honestly. I had no freedom. I didn't enjoy anything about it.
The drugs and alcohol.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mom.
My freedom was drugs and alcohol. That's it. That was my freedom. And the freedom did not come from those substances, it came from the substances of the effects of what it gave me. So when I actually got high or I got drunk, that's when I'm like, okay, now I'm free. Yeah. That's a whole nother side. That's why I used to be an alcoholic. We can talk about that in other episodes. But that was a big phase of my life as I was trying to escape reality, and that's why I was so addicted to alcohol. Yeah. So when people ask me like, would you ever go back? I'm like, no. Go back to trying to escape reality because I know how my mind works. I knew if I were to go back, I would probably get on that train of living for the weekends, going to bars and stuff like that. Me now, the weekends, dude, I'm still working on Saturday and Sunday.
And like my mindset prior to starting my business was like, I'm gonna take a gap year and I'm gonna just work, right, and travel, work and travel. That was like it's everybody's gap year. Yeah. There's no plan, but I'll just go back to college. Again, a backup plan. Like I'll go back to college. Or I go back. I know I will because it's a status thing. And I think my mindset prior
trying to find yourself.
Yeah, trying to find yourself. Yeah. No, you just know you want to go against the system, but you're too scared to tell the people around you that you want to. Yeah. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
You're too scared to go against it.
You haven't gotten the light yet of doing what you actually want to do, so you have no confidence behind what you're trying to do because you haven't done anything yet.
Yeah. And then people are going to ask you, hey, what are you doing? And then since you haven't really made, let's say, a career or money or success out of your dream yet, you're not going to have that much confidence behind it, but you should. If you're doing it, even if you've made $0 and you're living your dream, you should 100% tell people confidently when they ask you, I am pursuing my dream, I have created this business, I'm doing this opportunity, or I'm doing this with my life. If they tell you, whoa, are you going back to college? It's like, fuck no. Like, own it. Like, that's what you really want to do, and so why would you let anybody else try to talk you down from it?
Yes.
I think a lot of people, and myself included, when I had dreams, when I first started social media, I got made fun of. I was scared to pull out my camera. I was scared to have someone take photos of me. I was scared to do a bunch of things with social media. And because of the status, like people made fun of me for having a fitness account. Like they're like, oh, really? That's like, Ian, what are you doing? Yeah. Like, you're skinny, you're small, you're what? Like that's so funny. You have a fitness account, making fun of me for it. And I mean, at first I took their opinion into consideration because my mindset back then was I had to please the people around me.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I don't know why I ever thought that. I don't have to please anybody.
Yeah.
I don't. I have to please the people in my company. Like obviously I'm changing their life.
In your company.
But I don't have to take the opinions of the people around me and please them with my actions. They're my actions, my life, and how I used to live. And my mindset prior was, how are my actions going to make somebody else think differently about me and like think good about me? That's what my mindset was now. Now my actions are, what am I going to do that's going to make me happy? Like, what am I going to do to grow?
Yeah.
Personally.
Yeah, I lost track of what I wanted to say again, but anyways, it'll come back to me. So
I think the next thing to talk about is just more in depth of,
No, I want to talk about college mindset now, because college
Okay.
mindset and high school mindset were two completely different things for me. So college mindset was still a social thing. I didn't join a frat or anything, but that was because I was dirt poor, couldn't afford it.
it's fair. Now we're just poor, but in a different way.
Yeah.
Not really.
So in college, especially my freshman year, so
It's so funny, dude.
So, okay, a little bit about me. I have always had the mindset of you know this firsthand because it's actually happened a couple weeks ago. Remember that security guard told me to do something and I just got really angry about it? You remember? Oh, no, it was the Astros game. It was a couple months ago. And that fucker was telling me some shit and I was like, dude, shut up. And he was some security guard. Because he was like, stand behind the line, and I was already behind the line. And you were like, dude, you just have to listen to him, like he's whatever. And I just don't like listening to people. Like, I think that's why I adopted entrepreneurship so well, and I'm so good at giving out instructions in my company. Because, dude, it was also triggering because that did not live up to our standards.
Asher, all right, this is a known fact with Asher. Never let Asher plan anything. Okay, no offense to you. I love you.
The boat trip was planned really well. That was all TJ though.
Exactly.
Well,
so never let Asher plan anything, and the reason being is because
I'm always going to go with the cheapest option.
Well, not even the cheapest option. Something is going to happen where it's like an inconvenience.
Hey,
so we go, I'm like, yo, Asher, he's like, dude, these tickets are so cheap. We're like, all right, bet. Like, we'll spend $200 on tickets to go see the World Series game or whatever. It'd be kind of fun. We're celebrating our, big month. And he gets these seats. And I'm like, Asher, where are the seats at? He's like, oh, I don't know yet. We'll get them when we get there. I'm like, all right, we get there. It's called SRO. And I'm like, Asher, why are these called SRO? And he's like, yeah, I don't know. And I found like SR seats. And I'm like, dude, where's SRO? I'm looking everywhere on Google. I'm looking at the map. I'm like, dude, there's no SRO seats. He goes to the lady. He's like, where are these seats at? She's like, oh, that's not seats. That's standing room only.
You just stand in the stadium. You just stand in the
stadium. And we're like, I'm like, Asher, you just bought tickets where we have to stand behind everybody. So we're on our tippy toes for like hours watching this baseball game.
If I were to say, if I can add one thing, first of all, the tickets were only like $75. They were.
Oh, I thought they were $200.
No. They're really cheap. They're really cheap.
Okay.
They were really cheap. And also, if the Astros were to win this game, they're going to the World Series. They won. It was a blast. All right.
It was pretty electric.
Yeah. But anyway, so I've always not liked people telling me what to do. Yeah. Ian knows that firsthand because I was really frustrated with that fucking fat security guard. I was really pissed at him. Kept on telling me to do shit that I was like, dude, like, fuck off. So in college, these professors would talk to me one-on-one. And this is my freshman year. They're talking to me one-on-one. They're like, hey, like, you have to do this in order to achieve this. They would tell me, you need to do this. You have to do this. You need to do this. And I hated that shit because I knew what I wanted to do. I just still wanted that status. So what I would do is in freshman year, I started streaming again on Twitch. And a little bit about me, I am and not trying to be cocky, I'm very, very good at video games. I've always been very, very inclined at video games. I've won hella Call of Duty tournaments, and I've won a lot of money from it. So, in college, my freshman year, what I would do is I would stream, and I wouldn't tell anybody about it. The only person that would know about it was Luca, which is my roommate. He may be watching this. He's a really good friend of mine still. He's the only person that knew I was streaming. and I would make some money from Twitch. Probably like every time I would go live on Twitch, I would make like $20 to $40. But the real money was from Call of Duty tournaments I would plan. So when I would win these Call of Duty tournaments, I would hire these fucking nerds to do my homework. So I would tell them, yo, I'm gonna pay you this money to do my homework, because I hated getting told what to do. So I would be like, you know, what is actually fulfilling is when I tell someone else to do my work, because I don't want to do it. So I would take my time, win these Call of Duty tournaments, and also get money on Twitch for my viewership, pay someone else, and then on top of that, I would still socialize, because I would have some spare money to buy alcohol to go out and socialize once my Call of Duty tournaments are done, and we get drunk and just live the whole same cycle over and over and over again. I think that's when I really adopted the mindset where I'm like, this like 9 to 5 shit just isn't for me. Because every time I got told something to do, I'm like, okay, how can I make money to tell someone how to do this, because I don't want to do it.
Yeah, that's true. No, I mean, it's entrepreneurship.
Freshman year is a
how to
fun year, dude. Freshman year was
growing your own business. You just learn how to leverage your time.
Yeah.
How do you pay somebody else to do something that's not going to be a money generator for your business? Where you're going to put yourself more into to generate more money. And, you know, we're still all new to this game. So if you're watching this for business purposes, you know, listen to Alex Ramosi too. But,
yeah. No, this podcast is made to just teach all the mindset lessons we've learned through this journey.
That, and like we're still on it, and we can probably relate to a lot of people because we're still in the beginning stages for sure. I mean, I'm actually just now hitting my first year. I think my first sale was July 27th. I'll take a look again.
Really?
Yeah. So I'm about to hit my
sale was
first
August 22nd.
Maybe it was August. Maybe it was August 17th.
No. I think it was because you started like 2 weeks before me.
Yeah, maybe it was like beginning of August, like August 7th or something. Yeah. I'll have to take a look. But it's kind of crazy. But it'll be your first year.
Coming up on the year.
And even then, when I first started my business, my mindset, oh my gosh. Everything's just different. Everything's so much. I know, like, I can just feel more knowledgeable.
What's your mindset in college then? Because that was just my freshman year. I was still, I'm gonna go through it because our mindset changed every single year. So freshman year, I still want to be very, very sociable, still be liked by everyone. I still wanted my parents to think highly of me, as well as my family. Mom and dad and family that come to Thanksgiving, I lied to y'all my freshman year and said I did my work. I can firmly say I did none of my work. I paid people to do it. That was my freshman year.
Yeah. I think for me, throughout all of college, I did dual enrollment. So 10th through 12th grade, I was still I was actually taking college classes, which was great. I think it got me ahead. I saved a lot of money from it.
Yeah.
But I was just going down. My mindset was, okay, what do my parents want me to do? What's a good career? I have to have a plan. What are people around me going to support? What are, like, when I had girlfriends,
dude, how are
their parents going to view me?
Yeah.
Like, what I'm doing when they ask you, oh, what are you doing with your life? Are you going to school? What are you studying? What do you want to do? And I think my mindset was, okay, I have to please everybody around me. I have to. Like, if I don't please everybody around me and feel like I'm doing something in my life, then I'm not going to feel successful. And that was the same mindset going all the way up, even when I, all the way through high school, all the way through the end of my college. When I finally dropped out and I was like, I want to get my CPT and become an in-person trainer. And people made fun of me for that as well. Like, that's not a real career. You can't make money with that. And I said, all right, well, I got to the point where I was, at that point in time, I didn't care as much. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do it because I enjoy this, and I don't really know what I want to do with my life, really. I said, I'll do my CPT, I just want to get out of food and beverage. I was like, I want to get out of food and beverage. I'm tired of working and serving people with food and beverage. I did it 4 years in a country club, and then I did 4 years at Chick-fil-A.
Sucks, man. Food and beverage sucks.
And it's just like, you're just a servant. And so I was like, I just want to be, like, I want to do personal training because it's a good gig. I get paid a little bit more, and I could go to college. I can make my own schedule. Well, then COVID hit, and that's after I dropped out. So, like, I dropped out. I was like, I didn't care anymore. I was like, I was going to do my time, and then I was going to eventually go back to nursing or my prereqs, go to nursing school. That was the plan. And then COVID, I got laid off from CPT, or in-person training, so I had to go back to Chick-fil-A full-time.
Yeah.
I got offered a really good job there. I was making took a little bit of a pay cut, but almost just as much as my in-person training, and I have benefits and stuff. I was like, yeah, this is safe. I like this. And then I thought about owning a Chick-fil-A, and I thought I was going to do that and do 4 years, and I was just so all over the place. But I was just trying to please everybody around me. That was my whole mindset: please everybody and no one else.
Yeah.
So
You said something that sparked my mind. A little story. So, this is still my freshman year. So after I would win these Call of Duty tournaments and stream and whatnot, this was usually on like Friday and Saturdays. So after all that, I would always think some chick's gonna come back to my dorm. I always had that mindset. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna get some girl. She's gonna come back. So I would hide my stream setup because I didn't want them to think that I was doing it. So I would usually hide it. No girls came back with me. Anyways, there's this one time.
You're still pretty.
Huh?
So you're still pretty.
Yeah. Well, I'm getting to that. So this one girl ended up coming back with me, and she ended up coming back with me, and I forgot to hide the stream setup. And dude, it was because this is also when I didn't know what podcasts were.
Yeah.
So she came in the room and she was like, "What's that mic for?" And I was like, "Oh, just," and then she was like, I kind of like brushed it off. I was like, "Oh, nothing." She was like, "Oh my gosh, you have a podcast?" And I was like, "What's that?" And she was like, "Oh, you don't know what that is? Well, then what's it for then?" And I was like, "Fuck, I just gotta tell her." And so I'm like, I stream. And she was like, "What's stream?" And I'm like, "You know what Twitch is?" And she was like, "What's a Twitch?" And I was like, "So I just stream video games to make money." She's like, "Oh, okay." Never talked to her again.
Did she not talk to you, or did you not talk to her?
She canceled me after that.
Oh my god.
Yeah, she didn't even stay the night. Yeah.
She's like, oh my.
You want
I gotta
to know something
go.
funny? She ended up sitting in a chair across from me, and we just talked for like an hour. And she was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go back home." I'm like, yeah, I blew my chances.
Oh my god.
Yeah, now it's completely different.
No game. Hashtag Asher has no game.
Now it's different because I'm like, yeah, I fucking stream. Fuck yeah, love that shit.
No.
now it's completely different.
Yeah, that's crazy. I never really talked about video games much to like a lot of people.
No,
like,
I didn't. But after that night happened, she was really popular.
Yeah.
So she told a lot of people that I played video games, and then people at the university started to find my YouTube channel. I was, once again, really good at video games. I basically held the world record for Apex Legend kills in one game. That shit spread around the University of Tennessee.
Really?
Yeah. Like when I would go to bars, they were like, "Hey, you're Ashy," and because that was my name, Ashy B Squishy, and I was like, "Yeah, it's me," and they were like, "Let me buy you a drink." It was cool, but then like,
I wonder if I've seen one of your videos.
Eventually, I got pretty heavily like made fun of. They were
Really?
like, "Yeah, you're just a dork" and shit like that. Yeah, it was cool for like a night, because I think the world record because
Again, it's just like our mindsets in the moment. We're like,
Yeah.
that's so embarrassing.
yeah. I would
I'm
go to the bar.
planning on buying a PC and streaming video games. I've
Same.
always wanted to do it. I'll happily be a nerd because you know what? I
love
don't.
being a geek.
I
love
don't
being a
care.
geek, dude.
Like
I love being a geek.
I'm
Awesome.
not here to impress anybody. I'm here to just do what I want to do and inspire other people and help people change their lives.
Yeah.
That's it. And if I play video games, I can play video games. What's wrong with that? Honestly, majority of people play video games. They're just too scared to stream
Yeah.
because they don't want to put themselves out there. That's weird.
Yeah.
What? How is it weird?
Yeah. I don't know.
It's weird when you don't make money from it, but when you make a lot of money from it, they're like, that's so
They're like,
awesome.
"Oh,
I want to be
wanna
like
do that."
you.
Wait, that's so easy. It's not easy.
No.
It's never easy.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was really cool because they'd be like, "Oh yeah, you're the guy that played video games," and then it would end up being like, "Oh wait, you're a dork." It's like, yeah.
It's whatever. I mean, it happens. Who cares? People
But
want
yeah,
to-
I think I forgot the kill. It was the first week of Apex Legends. I think I got like 27 kills. I looked on YouTube. I think the lowest one was like 24, but someone on stream later that night hit like 29.
Yeah.
So I held it for a couple minutes, and then I had a 200 plus game on Black Ops 4. That shit was crazy. I got like 227 kills or something like that. It was insane.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's insane. Did you ever post that? That probably blew up.
I deleted my channel.
Why?
I was getting made fun of.
I know. How many subscribers did you have?
Dude, I had like 100.
Okay.
Yeah. It just spread around the university. Like it was like a week type thing.
Yeah. Dude, imagine if you actually didn't care and you ran with it.
No, I know, dude. Now I look back and I'm like, man.
But those are mindsets.
Yeah.
We were so scared.
Dude, I had so many loyal people that joined my stream every night. It was the same. They're definitely not watching this pod, but dude, it was the same 10 people. It's the same 10 people. They would all join at the same time, and dude, we would have a blast.
Yeah.
I had my stream. It was such a ghetto stream.
And I look at like when I started my fitness account too. I'm like, imagine if I didn't waste the first year to 2 years of it and like just
actually cared
and I actually tried and I actually didn't care if I put myself out there, if I didn't talk on my story, if I didn't post shirtless photos of myself, like if I didn't care.
Yeah.
And that was my mindset prior. And I think when it really flipped, like when my mindset was like, I just don't, you know what? I'm gonna go all in. What's the worst that happens? It was December of 2020 when I actually was like, you know what, I really want to compete in a bodybuilding show. People made fun of me for it. They talked about it, whatever. When I worked at Chick-fil-A, they made fun of me. And I just talked about it throughout COVID. And COVID changed me. COVID changed me. I was at home a lot, and I was really thinking about what I want to do with my life.
Yeah, COVID
and I think COVID either helped a lot of people or it
made it very depressing.
Yeah. And it really, that's when the flip change, or my mindset flipped, was from, okay, I'm trying to please everybody else, to what do I actually want to do with my life? And I realized I could do anything.
Yeah.
Because I was just watching all these people go so far and do some.
Did some video hit you?
No,
I remember the exact video in my room when I'm like, damn.
No.
Like, this is like God's finger touching my forehead and being like, this is the video that's meant to be on your For You page. You need to make an act right now or it's never going to happen.
I think it was more of, before COVID, when I became an in-person trainer, is like I started, you know, I really want to do fitness. I just want to post about it. I started posting about it. People kind of made fun of me, whatever. But I was just watching, like, you know, basic David Lay, Dylan McKenna, Zach Perna, loved his stuff. Steve Cook here and there. And then just the Gymshark meetups. That's when my interest for like the fitness industry really like peaked. I was like, I want to do this. Like, if they're doing it, how can I do it? And I talked to a photographer there back in my hometown. He actually shot photos for Lil Uzi Vert.
Yeah.
And he kind of gave me a vision. He kind of was like, dude, you could do it. You should try to post. And I was like, yeah, you're right. So we did a photo shoot. But COVID, it switched. And I was like, you know what? I know I can do this. Like, I know I can do this. I just got to put myself out there more. I just got to try it. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to compete in a bodybuilding show. And then when I finally committed to that, I was like, you know what? I'm just doing it for me. And as I went throughout the whole process, I'm going to document everything. I was still awkward with it. I didn't know how to go about it. I was still uncomfortable with videoing myself, but I got more comfortable. And people found out I was doing the bodybuilding show in my hometown. And they're like, dude, you're looking good. Like, keep on going. And then I got some support, but then I got hate, obviously, at Chick-fil-A because I was tired and I hated my life and I just hated doing that. And eventually, the prep just changed me completely. I was like, F this, if I can suffer this much and keep on going day in and day out, why don't I just transfer that discipline, if you want to call it that, or whatever, just that mentality into what I want to do with my life and just go full time. And so I quit a week out from my show. I was like, fuck this. I was to a point, I'm like, I can't do this anymore. Like, I remember walking in, I actually was crying to the owner. I'm not even kidding. Yeah. Because the owner took care of me. Love him to death. I appreciate him. He helped me in a lot of different ways that no one has helped me before. And I was like sad because I didn't want to leave him because I didn't want to let him down. And I told him, I was like, I'm quitting. And I was like really upset. He's like, how long you got? I'm like, I can give you 2 weeks. I'm like, the sooner the better. I just mentally can't do this anymore. So the final 2 weeks I did it and I quit and left. But that was just like my mental switch of just, you know, December of 2020, I was like, screw this, I'm doing it all for me. I don't care anymore about what anybody thinks. I'm not trying to make friends where in my hometown. I don't care about my friends in my hometown unless they're my best friends and that's it. And I'm just gonna do me. And that's it. And it just compounded. It wasn't right off rip. My mindset, it didn't just flip overnight. Like it did and it didn't. Like I just compounded. Like when I changed my mind in December 2020, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna be different and I'm gonna try. And yeah, the next day, was I just as confident as I could be in posting and doing whatever? No, it wasn't. But I did one more thing, or one baby step more than what I used to. I was like, you know what? I'm going to post. So I posted. And then I posted again. And then I just took a video of myself in front of people, whatever. Or then I just, took a photo, or I didn't care. Or I talked to somebody, or I talked to my story. I was like, I'm going to post. I don't even care if it's embarrassing. I'm just going to post it. I wouldn't even watch my stories, actually. I would video myself and then just, and because I was like, if I was embarrassed of it, I couldn't post it. And I got more comfortable. And then I'd read the caption, and I changed my mindset of, if it's cringy, I'm posting it. Because I don't care. It can be as cringe as it can, but what's going to happen?
Yeah.
Who's going to come like, Ian, you're a freaking loser. I saw your story. You look like an idiot on there.
Yeah.
Okay? If someone even were to do that to me, it's like, okay, I appreciate it. Thank you. So why did you say that to me?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Well, okay. You're just insecure about yourself because I did it and you didn't, right? Yeah. That's it. They're just insecure because you're doing something different than them. And I just compounded that all up to the show. And after the show, I was like, I quit my job. I was like, I'm doing online coaching. And that's it. I know I could. I was qualified enough. I've studied. I've done research. I had a crazy transformation. I lost 30 pounds in 16 weeks plus. I got single-digit body fat. People were asking me how I did it. I was posting, I was doing decent, still didn't have like a huge following, but I just started posting and people liked it. And I sold my first client, and in that moment, when I sold my first client, I was like, damn, I can do this, I can make money, and I can change somebody's life. Doesn't matter what happens in the future, anything. The moment you realize or you find out how you can monetize or make your first sale in your business, all you have to do is just repeat that same process. That's it. And you just refine your processes and learn.
Yeah. The reason why I asked you if you had like that one video or something that happened, so mine was kind of a double whammy. So, and I've talked to her with you before. So there was this girl I was dating in college. Still to this day, dude, if she were to just like come here, I would still marry her. Bro, she was everything I would have ever dreamed of. Anyways, so we got to talking one night. She ended up breaking it off with me, and it kind of like spiked everything. So she was like, yeah, you're this, that. And I remember like, and another thing, she was one of probably the biggest supporters I had, because I wasn't on TikTok at this time. I was just on Instagram, had like 2,000 followers. That Instagram account actually got deleted. Yeah. But anyways, she was super supportive of it, commented on literally all of my shit. She was the only person that would comment on all of my fucking posts. Liked everything. She would even put on her stories sometimes. And like, she was in a sorority. Like, she had a bunch of status to show.
Yeah.
But she didn't, like, she just really supported me. And I was like, damn, dude, like, I actually found a girl that supports me. And like, she's, Christian, she's super nice. Like, me and her just shared a lot about the same like morals and stuff like that. And I remember she was like, yeah, like, you're so this, but like, I just don't think that like you're it. And I was like, damn, what, fuck, something's up. Like, either I'm like a pussy or like, I'm not like, something's up. So that's what really sparked it. She literally ended up dating someone like a month later that was a lot more wealthy than me. Yeah. And he was in college too, but I kind of knew him, but he like had more money. So I was I was like, okay, so I'm just not there yet at all. Because if I can't even pull a girl that supports the shit out of me, because that's the first hard thing, is a girl to support your dreams. Well, now at the point where we're at, I would say it's easier for girls to support us. Yeah. But when you first start, dude, oh man,
no one's supporting you. They actually just hate on you more because they want you to fail. But the moment you see success, they're gonna ask you how you did it.
So that was the thing. I had nothing, and she supported me, and I'm like, damn, if I had money, if I had any money at all, I would buy her a gift or something. I was poor.
But also broke. Purpose.
Yeah.
I mean, women, relationships, opposite spouse, they see your confidence and your purpose. And if you have none, that's such a big turnoff.
Yeah.
Honestly, if you have no drive,
And
no purpose, no confidence, you're not going to find a person, because what are they going to see in you?
Yeah.
If take a look at yourself, and if you have no drive, no purpose, you're not confident in yourself, you don't even have a future or any type of plan, would you date yourself?
Exactly.
Like, honestly.
Yeah, dude. I was literally about to say the exact same thing. Is
Still out of your mouth.
when she told me that, I took it because once again, this guy that she started dating, he was ahead of me. He was ahead of the game.
Yeah.
He had money. He had he had some assets and shit like that. I knew him, and I was like, fuck, this guy's ahead of me. So how do I get there so I can not only have a girl that supports me, doesn't call me a fucking loser, and, eventually have a life that I want to live.
Yeah.
So that's what really sparked it. And then I remember she went home that night, and then I was on TikTok. Haven't started posting yet. And then I had this one video pop up on my feed, and it was a speech by someone. And they talked a lot about purpose, and they talked a lot about doing stuff that is going to enhance your career, and what you've already said, not doing stuff around the people you're surrounded by to please them. So I was like, I was thinking in my room, I'm like, all this shit has happened within 1 hour. So, and I'm a big believer in coincidences just don't happen. I really think that God does everything for a reason. So when all that happened within 1 to 2 hours of my life, everything that's been said, everything that's happened, I was like, damn, I think something actually, I think this is the starting point. And that's when I locked myself in my room for a year. And it's funny because
I don't know, you're still in there, but
Ian, I'm still in my room all the time.
we need to work on your social skills a little bit. It'll be healthy for you, and I get it. Grind's good, but no, Ashford sits, which is a good thing. It's a grind. I think.
Well, okay.
It's good to grind. It's good to grow, and it's good to focus on yourself. And it's good to also reap the rewards and have a little bit of separate.
I think a little bit of the reason why I sit in my room so much now is because it's habit. On a Friday, Saturday night, dude.
No,
when I tell you, when that happened after that night, dude, I did no schoolwork. I failed everything. My focus was TikTok and YouTube and grinding on that. That's it. I wouldn't even look at my assignments. I wouldn't even look at video games. I wanted to do fitness full time and start some company. I was still hovering what I wanted to do, and I locked myself in my room for a fucking year. Yeah. And Friday and Saturday nights would happen. Roommates would be like, "Oh, dude, you want to come up?" No, fuck off. I'm doing this. Don't come in my room.
And sometimes that's what it takes. Sometimes it takes you to
And it was hard, dude. It was fucking hard. I'm not gonna lie. I wanted to go out and party, but I'm like, that's just still in the same mindset of me pleasing other people. I know that's what I want to do because I want to please them, not actually what I want to do. So it was really hard, Dude, I would get no sleep either. Oh my gosh, man. Friday and Saturday nights when we had parties at our house, they wouldn't go to bed until 4 a.m. Dude, I'll wake up at 6. I'll get 2 hours of sleep because I wanted to fucking grind from 6 to 10. Yeah. So that was the hardest days. Friday and Saturdays, dude, I hated the weekend. Yeah. Holy shit, I hated the weekend in college because I was so focused on what I was trying to accomplish. And
they just go by too fast now.
The thing is, yeah, they do. And the thing is I wouldn't get mad at them for throwing parties because they wanted to do that. It's not my house. Yeah. We shared it, so I wasn't getting mad. But I'm like, these are the sacrifices that I'm gonna have to make in order to get to the point where I want to be at, and it's gonna calls for a good story in the end of what I'm telling right now. So I guess it's pretty convenient. But
no, go ahead. Sorry, finish. And then I got something to say.
You can go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Okay.
Just because you were talking, go.
Yeah. So that was really the starting point for me. Just all that shit happened. And then, so that was my junior year going on to my senior year. Senior year, I was like, dude, fuck this. I
came to Alfleet and dropped out.
Yeah, it was the summer. I had one more semester left. came to Alpha Elite. I'm like, yep, this is it. Had $1,000 to my name, maybe saved up. But
Crazy.
yeah, fuck. I was gonna say something because you brought up something about. Oh damn it! Something.
Well, I'll say my thing. So, kind of go back to like our mindset prior to the switch. Kind of like our mindset changing when we decided to make a change and, you know, grow our own business and really focus on ourselves. I remember I used to have these ideas of, I want to grow my own coaching company. I want to do online fitness. I want to do online coaching. I want to have a fitness account and I want to post to social media and monetize it. I knew I wanted to do that for minimum 2 years because that's how long I had my account for. I didn't know how to go about it, and I was asking the wrong people. I was asking the people around me who I loved and cared about, love still because my family too, but they weren't doing it. So how are they going to understand and how are they going to be able to support me and give me guidance if they're not doing it themselves? And I always looked to them and I'd ask them and they're like, oh, you can do this, but that's not a good idea. And it's like, it could have been a great idea. And if you shy away because someone you love close to you or whatever it is around you that is not doing what you want to do, but they tell you an answer you obviously don't want to hear, or you're like, oh, so I really can't do it, and they're telling you not to do it, why would you even listen to them? Because they're not even doing this. And this is out of love too for everybody who's told me I can't do this and like said this isn't reasonable. I get a lot of them want the best for you, but they're not going to be able to comprehend your dreams because, again, they're your dreams. So I think for me, my mindset was I'd always ask the wrong people, and then I'd let their decisions define who I am and make, like, oh, that's not realistic, I guess. Yeah. And just, like, make my decisions for me. And that was something I knew I had to cut off and not listen to anymore because that's the hardest part, is not listening to the closest ones who say, don't do it, it's unsafe, there's no backup plan. Like, yes, you're right. There is no backup plan because there's not going to be a backup plan needed. Mm-hmm. And I think
that is the hardest part.
Yeah.
Dude. Yeah. So, there's three things now. So first off, that is the hardest thing. Listening to your mom say, honey, I really don't think you should do that. Dude, that's going to really hurt you. Yeah. Like, you're going to be like, damn, this is not going to please my mom. Everyone wants to please their mom.
Yeah.
Everyone loves their mom.
Yeah.
I saw this quote the other day, and it said, a mother's last born child is their last true love. And that child's mother is their first true love. And it's like, everyone wants to fucking please their first true love, right? So that's the hardest part, dude. Like, man, the amount of times my mom
But
said,
you have to learn to listen to the right people.
Yeah.
And if you have dreams, ask the people who are actually living them. Don't ask the people that aren't, because you can say, hey, I understand you're living your dream, but please give me some guidance on what you had to do in the beginning where I'm at to change. Yeah. Reach out. The worst thing they say, or actually the worst thing they do is read it and they don't respond. Yeah. But the amount of people who are in our shoes, if you ask us, guarantee you we'd rather give you advice than ignore you.
Yeah, and well, if you end up DMing us, make sure it's a question, not say, how do I start? There's no blueprint. Like, you just fucking start. Come to us with a very specific question, maybe you know,
I'm at this point, this is what's happening,
or something like that.
I'm at this point, this is what's happening. I'm thinking about going down this route. What are your thoughts?
Exactly.
Boom. Yeah. That's how you'll get the best answer. Not how do I start? How do I? It's simple. You just do it.
Yeah. Exactly. So this is a very like sub point is when it does come to whatever you're trying to accomplish, guys. It's just better to just keep it to yourself. You know. For me, I remember. Because I was still in the mindset of trying to please everyone. So when I would tell people my goals and my dreams, what I wanted to accomplish, I would say it in a way where I was hoping it was going to please them. Guys, your dreams are never going to please anyone.
No one.
Ever.
Until you have a yacht.
Yeah, until you have a yacht and be like, hey, come chill at 4th of July on my yacht. You can also sleep there if you want in my lake house. Don't say anything about your goals or dreams.
It's so true. Because then they'll be like, oh, wow, Asher's made it. Proud of you.
Yeah.
We've always been supportive. Yeah. You're supportive because you see the items that money buys, not the purpose and what fires my heart up and what I really care
They
about.
don't see the back end of it at all.
Yeah. Like that's, they don't support that. They support the success. Actually, success in everybody's mind is how much money do you have and what items can you afford.
Yep.
That's not true success.
Yeah.
And that's how, if you ask anybody what you, advice or like you want to pursue this dream, they're going to look at it as, well, how successful are you and what can you do? Oh, they don't see a way to make money from it. They're going to say you're unsuccessful. Yeah. That's it. Or you didn't go to an SEC college. You're not successful.
Yep, 100%. So, yeah, I mean, even to this day, I think the only person I really tell my goals to are people in our mentorship group. And also that, it's only really you and Will.
Yeah.
And then also my brother. That's it. I don't talk to my mom, dad, anyone else in my family.
Honestly, not a lot of people know what I've accomplished in my business and where my business is at. So like I actually was talking to my mom and my dad the other day, and we were just talking, and then he's like, oh, how's work? And we were talking a little bit. I'm like, yeah, I actually have a full-time. I was talking to my dad, and we were just chatting, catching up and stuff, and then I was like, yeah, I have a full-time employee. She works 40 hours a week. And he's like, wait, you have a full-time employee? I was like, yeah, it's pretty cool. Like, she does all of this for me, handles this, like all the back-end things that I don't want to do. I give her tasks and projects. And he's like, wow, that's awesome. So that's really cool. And then he just talked about how successful, you know, how he views it. He's like, you guys are so successful. You guys are doing things that in our generation we would have been like scared to do. You're doing things. He's like, I don't even comprehend it. I don't even know how you're doing this, but you're doing it, and that's awesome. Yeah. I'm super proud of you. And he doesn't know how much money I make, and that's like the beauty of it now is they see I'm being successful as in I'm like, you know, taking risks and growing a name for myself. And then now they're like super supportive of it and they can see it. In the beginning, I obviously, when I first said it, I was doing this, I had to prove to them financially that I could do it. I remember I'm like, Dad, I just sold. I was like, my first month, I'm like, I just made $5,000. He's like, you just sold 5,000. People paid you $5,000 to coach them. I was like, yeah, like I could do this. He's like, who are these people? I'm like, I've never met them in person. Like they just want some help, and I can help them. And that's when he clicked in his brain. He was supportive. He's like, wow, that's awesome. Yeah. He's like, keep doing it. He's like, I was like, yeah, I think I'm moving to Houston. He's like, go for it. He's just like, do it. He's like, you're homeless and you fail. You know you can sleep on the couch until you do it again. That's what he told me.
Yeah. I mean, I think I already talked about it on the Potter as well. That's kind of the same thing what happened to me. So just piggybacking off that a little bit, but also there is a segment I wanted to talk about still in college. So when it comes to like telling your parents and stuff like that, or just like friends, family, if they ask you like, where'd you get this money from? Just like tell them, don't worry about it. Like say it's legal, just don't worry about it. Because the moment you tell them exactly what you're doing, I'm telling you, there's going to be a lot of doubt that comes in their head, and they're always going to portray it on you because your parents want the best for you. But no one really knows what's truly best for you but yourself. Okay?
And they always think, people always think, or friends, family, they always think of the worst that's going to happen. Always. Yeah. They never think of the best, ever. No one does. Like, and I think that's where our mindset changed. Is because sometimes we catch ourselves. We'll be like,
we do.
I'm not even kidding. So I talked to Will, and he'll say, okay, do this. We like talk about what my next steps are and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, I didn't focus on this because I didn't have time. And then I caught myself. I said, that's that's such a horrible excuse. I have time, Will. I'm like, he's like, the time you do have, you prefer to spend it in other ways because it's giving you more. I said, correct. Yeah, that's the best way to put it. Everybody has time. I have time. You have time. It's a lie. And I say that a lot. And then I always catch myself. I'm like, okay, that's a lie. I even told you, I'm like, okay, I have time. I do have time. Everybody has time.
We both say that
It's just,
a lot.
I feel like sometimes we'd rather spend our time in other areas because we're seeing more growth out of it. We're like, it's more valuable to us to do it that way rather than have to do that, have to do another thing, have to do like, we're like, hey, we're seeing a lot of return on this one project, and we're just going to continue with that because why would we want to split that time up when we could put more time into it and do that? So time excuse, blow out of the water. It's not a real thing. You're just making an excuse for yourself so you don't succeed in life, and you'd rather just be stuck where you are, and that's it. But I remember talking to Will about that, and that he called me, but that's kind of
so probably like 30 minutes ago now. Ian was talking about him making stories and post, being like, if it's cringy, post it. So this is when my TikTok career actually took off. And oh man.
Is this the video where you... I feel like I saw that video too. Because I think it like went viral, didn't it?
Oh man. I got so much hate for this one. Holy shit, I got so much hate.
I'm pretty sure I saw this video. Did you have long hair?
Yeah.
And you're just like here, and then you went and just did...
Yeah.
I was like, and you were skinny?
Yeah. This is when I was on my first cut.
Because that was a trend.
Yeah.
Because people were going up to people like, hey, record me.
Yeah. Well, no, it was the trend that I started.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
No, that's what I'm like. After that, it was a
started
trend.
catch on.
Yeah.
Yeah, so in college, there were 2 videos. So the first video, I was at a gas station. I was driving my 2000 Honda Accord to go get gas. And this was like my 3rd video on TikTok or some shit. And I was like, you know, I need to just like conquer the fear of like people like just giving a fuck. So I set my phone up on my car, and I went in the middle of the gas station. So many people around. And I just fucking took off my shirt and just started flexing, and everyone at the gas station just stared at me. And that was the first video.
I'm getting secondhand cringe right now.
Yeah, and I was like, you know, that was really terrible. I'm just gonna post it. So I posted it. I mean, it got tons of views because it was stupid. But I didn't really like care about the views. It was really more of like a confidence thing.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I know I'm gonna be in front of a camera. I need to just get it all out of the water. So I posted 2 more. So there's this one. This is the one that really went viral. It was in Walgreens. I was going on a morning walk because my schedule was wake up at 6, go on a like 30, 45-minute walk, come home, lock myself in my room, except go downstairs to eat breakfast and shit, do YouTube stuff, TikTok stuff all day, go to the gym, do no college work whatsoever.
Sounds like now.
Yeah, it is. And so at my morning walk, I was like, dude, Walgreens would probably have like some kind of good lighting. And I don't know why that was a thought in my head, because Walgreens is usually pretty bright. So I'm like, I'm getting kind of shredded. So I think this would like pop off on the internet. I looked like shit. Like I didn't even look good. To tell you guys the truth, I looked horrible.
Yeah.
I looked terrible. I was skinny fat, because this is when I was still recovering from fucking alcoholism.
That's fair.
So anyways, I walked inside of Walgreens. They just opened. There was a line behind me, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it. And I remember I was like shaking. I was like, hey, can you take a video of me? And I was so nervous. And I just took off my sweatshirt and just threw out, I think it was a Zippo or something like that. Yeah. And I was like, okay, that's it. And she was like, anything else? And I was like, well, yeah, I'm gonna buy this. This was off video. And she was like, so what was that for? And I was like, TikTok. And she was like, oh, what's your TikTok? And I'm like, wait, you actually care? And she was like, I mean, yeah, it was kind of funny. And I mean, she was just a worker. She wasn't like she wasn't hot or anything. But anyways,
it was fun. I mean,
yeah.
But you'd be surprised that a lot of people. Go ahead. You were about to say something.
Well, yeah. The thing is that so I did that, and then we had a corner store right by our house. I did it again at the corner store. That video also did well. And the thing is TikTok puts a lot of videos out in the area you're in. So University of Tennessee saw that shit. Like everyone in my friend group saw it on their For You page. Not because someone sent it to them. They saw it on their For You page. These people from the University of Tennessee were commenting on my page just saying the most negative shit. Like the most negative stuff ever. And in my head, I'm like, this is good. This is good. This is what I need because I know the path I'm going down. I know people aren't going to like me. Yeah. So like I just need to go ahead and just... David Goggins, like I say, it's a lot, callous your mind. So in my head, I'm like, I need to get this down pat. So whenever something steps my way about someone coming negative and stuff like that, I've already gotten that down. So it's fine. And dude, holy shit, man. The friend group I was in Knoxville, I had no friends at that point. Everyone hated me. They were like, this is ridiculous. I can't believe we're associated with you, stuff like that. Oh my gosh. Luca would tell me what they would say behind my back, and it was it was just the meanest shit. Like, it was horrible.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, whether or not that video did well or not, or whatever, they see it, they don't see it, I knew I wasn't going to hang out with them anymore anyway. I didn't care.
Yeah.
I was still locked in my room. I was still going to keep on doing the day-to-day shit. So when they would come over, I knew it would be like kind of like passive-aggressive, hey, what's up? Kind of like, what the fuck, like, you're not on my level. And then in my back of my mind, I'm like, yeah, I mean, I used to have that mindset. Like, I know where you're at.
No, it's, and I think
so to go to finalize that was my last bit of college, where I'm like, yeah, this is the true mindset shift, because now I've completely calloused my mind to not giving a fuck what anyone thinks about me around me. That is an acquaintance and not like a best friend. Yeah, because there are going to be best friends who talk real shit. Like, my best friend told me the other day, hey, dude, you look frail. And dude, that hurt me. I'm like, I mean, yeah, you're probably right. Fuck. Yeah. And I mean, looking back at it, I mean, 75 hard, I probably need to increase calories. So
I told you that. Yeah. But you do you, boo. And
I did.
I think for kind of what you said, like for the mindset shift, when it really happens is when you have to let go of some things. Yeah. Like, you've come to an agreement with yourself of, I know if I really do this, I am dropping, all the care in the world, what people think about me, but I'm actually dropping these people and people around me, and I'm looking for new people to take me to the next level. That's it. Yeah. And until you come agreement with yourself and you come agreement with, okay, I know I'm switching my life completely, so my whole environment, what I am now, is not going to be my environment. I'm not going to be stuck in this. Because you can only go so far with negative people around you. You just have come to agreement with yourself that you are dropping these people. And so until that happens, you're going to be stuck in the same spot you are. You're not going to make the change. But I think that was the big switch for me that's why COVID did me really well, because
I was just about to bring that up.
I was alone. I realized I didn't need the people around me. They were just go out and drink, go do this, and I'm going to do this. Like, enjoying life, I guess, a little bit, but nothing that I really, really enjoyed. And I just stayed home, and I was like, man, I'm going to do something in my life, because I don't have like people I really, really, really want to hang out with, and I'm no longer attached to them. So what can I do with my life that I'm bored? I was bored. I was like, I got to do something more, because I wasn't surrounded by them anymore. And I was like, well, I'm going to drop them. If I can go through COVID and not see them, I could drop them completely. And not in a bad way. I still have friends from home. But I came to agree with myself, I'm like, oh, well, I'm going to focus on this. And if that interferes with other plans that people ask me after COVID, I already survived COVID. Like, I don't need to do that anymore. So I stopped. I did my bodybuilding show. I quit drinking. I just did a bunch of things. I never drank a lot anyways, but I mean, that's just it. I just stopped caring. And
there is going to be a time, whatever you're trying to do, chase your dreams, goals, drop out of college, if you want to pursue entrepreneurship, whatever it is, dude, there's going to be a time where it's just going to be you. That's it. You and God. That's it. Like, literally, the night I dropped out of college, I posted this video. And because this was a mindset shift for me, and you've probably heard the sound, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
You talking on the driveway and stuff? Yeah,
so I was in my driveway. I just went on a run. I came home, and I propped my phone up. And the thing that kept on reoccurring in my mind when I was running was like, I actually just dropped out of college, and I've been by myself for a year. That's it. I didn't have any support from anyone. I would say I don't have support. I mean, I have support, I guess, but it was just me. And that's, so I said in the video, I was just basically you got to do it alone, because if you're trying to basically persuade someone in your friend group that you're going to make it, they're not going to see the same vision as you do. So why are you trying to persuade them? Y'all don't share the same mind. Y'all don't. Everyone's mindset's different. So when it comes to you explaining your mindset to someone else, even with me and Ian, we'll talk about our goals and stuff like that, but our mindsets are still completely different. We share a couple of the same values in life, but we and him still
have completely
But
different
I think
mindsets
that-
about a lot of things.
No, and
but like when it
I
comes
think
to
it
like
complements though because
Exactly,
I think it picks up on lacking areas of both
Exactly,
of our life.
yeah,
And I even
100%.
talk to Aaron about this sometimes too, and I'm like, man, just Asher and I, we are complete opposites in a lot of ways. I feel like we're complete opposites in a lot of ways, but we both complement each other to the point where we'll correct each other and say, hey, you need to like pull your head out of your ass and you got to do this and. That's like something that's supportive. Like, yeah, we may not have the same vision or may not have the same ideas in a lot of different ways and how we want to grow our company, but that's okay. But we have the same like intended goal.
Yeah, exactly.
Success.
Yeah. It's
in our own eyes.
Yeah, it's the same success when it comes to goal, and it's the same mindset in that area to get to that point.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to like the few little things on a day-by-day basis, yeah, obviously we're different on that. That we're humans. Humans aren't supposed to be the same.
We're not robots.
Yeah, I would say we're same in some regard. I would say that. I would say that I think you would be more of an extrovert when it comes to talking to a large group of people, but I would say I'm more of an extrovert when I'm comfortable around the group of people.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So like I'm an introvert when it comes to meeting new people. When I get to know them, I'm a big extrovert.
Yeah.
But also when it comes to the internet, a lot of people think I'm an extrovert on the internet, but I'm really not. I'm a huge introvert. I want to stay in my room all day.
It's true.
I find so much happiness in my room just working, and then for my break, I'll either go on a walk with my dog, come back home, do the same thing, or I'll play video games for like 30 minutes to an hour. But the thing is, on the internet, a lot of people think I'm an extrovert, but like, I'm not. I'm still an introvert. I'm just talking to my phone. I'm talking to myself.
Yeah. No, it's true.
I'm not talking to 100 people. I'm talking to myself on my phone, and I post it.
Yeah. And I think, but I kind of want to dive now into like our mindset now and how we view a lot of things, how much has changed, but also whenever any type of obstacle or anything approaches or new ideas or opportunities come to us, do we smash our limiting beliefs? Like, no, anything's achievable, or do we like move on? And I believe that we catch ourselves all the time.
Yeah.
Like, because it's been programmed. Like, we've literally been saying this for me, it's 24 years, so I actually changed my mindset. I was like, oh, I can't do this. I got to wait till this time. I got to wait. Or I got to do this. Until this happens, I can't do that. If X happens, then Y happens, then C. Like, no.
This is all situational, too. Obviously, there are times where it's just not a rational decision to do it. All right?
Yes. But for changing your life, you have been putting off what you shouldn't be putting off. And for us, even just starting this podcast.
Yep.
Shoot, we were just like, oh, we could wait, and then we're like, you know what? Like, totally goes against everything we've learned. And we preach, but we've learned. Let's just start it now. And we just sat down. We sat on a freaking old, disgusting brown couch with that actually painting's nicer than this one, but
we should maybe switch it.
And we started recording. Was it crap? Yeah. Is it still crap? Yeah. But we don't care, and we know it's just going to evolve over time. We're going to get better, and I think we catch ourselves a lot of times. We'll want to push it off, like streaming on Twitch. I know I want to wait, and that's just due to like also me and investment now into it. It's not priority for
you. It's kind of on the business financial side.
Yeah, that, and could I do it? Yeah, but do I want to do it right now? Honestly, no, I don't want to. I have other things that are really succeeding.
If you don't want to do it, don't do it.
Yeah. Well, I feel better after we moved to the new place, and but for me, do I need to start it right now to make my dreams come true? No. My dreams are already happening. It's just another thing I want to incorporate.
Yeah.
And I have other things I want to spend that time. What was that? What the frick? Delete that. I want to spend my time in other different ways that is promoting more return. Asher plays video games every day. I don't right now. So theoretically, for me to start, it's not something I'm already incorporated. I'm like, Asher, you should start. You already play video games. Why don't you just stream when you're already playing? Exactly. Like, there's no point in waiting because you're already doing it. Mm-hmm. Me, I'm not already playing video games. For me to start, it's a whole new project I have to start and figure out.
Yeah.
It's no point.
So I want to touch on something real quick. So this is what I mean by like mindsets are different. So a lot of very successful people think video games are terrible. They think you shouldn't do it. They think it's a waste of time. For me, I think it's a great way for me to completely disconnect from work and know that that's my time to wind down for the day. I don't really watch TV unless I get invited to it. But that is like my time for me to wind down. Some people like to read, fiction books. Some people like to fucking jerk off and shit. That's not for me. But I mean, I like to play video games. That's how I like to wind down. And I mean, that's kind of one of those mindset things where it's like different day to day, but the goal is still the same.
Yeah.
I think me and you kind of share that same mindset. I think I'm more on the I would play it for longer. If I say I had a successful stream, like I was pulling like thousands of viewers, and I had no coaching work to do, I'll play for 12 hours. Fuck it.
I could probably do that, but I'll just see, honestly, I haven't played video games in a while.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, I used to be very addicted, and that's why I stopped.
I do set a limit. The only
because I've become very consumed with them. Like
the only
I wake up and I'm like, I want to play a game. Like that's how I was.
That's how I was.
I wanted to fall asleep and wake up earlier so I could play more.
I would wake up earlier than I would wake up at like 5.
And it was just very consuming. And so I want to find a way where it's actually growing me and my community.
Exactly.
So then I can play it and not feel horrible about it.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think that's like how our mindset changed, is how can we leverage other things in our life that we enjoy, but also can provide some type of growth in another area of our life.
Yeah.
And we don't wait to take action on things. We don't anymore.
Yeah.
We break it down, our limiting beliefs of time, even money. Shoot, we're like, oh, we don't have the money for that, or that's not worth it right now, we got to save it. It's like, no, we've made investments this past year where, I don't know about you, I'll speak for myself. I bought things or spent money on investments into my business that maybe I wasn't ready or I could have realistically afforded comfortably, but I knew I had to do it because I know in the months from now, I'd just benefit and reap the rewards of it.
Yeah, no, I think we're both talking about the same thing. Yeah, it was definitely too early. 100%.
Yeah. But
we learned from it, and I think now we have grown from it so much.
But I think also, yes, I think it was too early, but also, I think we're going to be able to reap the rewards even faster because now we have been able to learn how to do that process so much better.
Yeah.
Like we have VAs, we have employees, and we hired our first employee. Should we have done it at the time? We maybe didn't have the volume where we needed it. We could have grinded more, but also our mental energy that was being expended on the business, I was so drained and I hated it, and that's what brought me into the slump. So I think bringing that employee on, now we just got to train the employee. Now like we're cruising. Now when I get a huge influx or it starts even growing more, all the systems are in place, it's gonna be so much easier. So I think we don't wait to take action on a lot of things where a lot of people would really analyze it and then like say, oh, when I hit this, and it's, yes, to an extent you should be smart, but sometimes you just need to do it.
Yep.
And
that's it, dude. That's the whole mindset shift, is just fucking procrastination.
Humans, you wanna know how smart and intelligent we are? We adapt under pressure, always. Look at throughout the years of time as life changes, new, like scientists,
fucking COVID, literally just happened.
We adapted and changed very, very, very quickly. That is the best thing about being a human, is because we are very intelligent. Yeah. We know how to adapt and change under any type of pressure that's thrown at us. Humans are very adaptive. Any type of pressure that's thrown at us, we're gonna adapt to it, and you're gonna learn how to overcome it, no matter what. If your back is put against the wall, you are fight or flight, you are gonna find a way around it. And I think a lot of people get too scared to take risks because they feel like they're just gonna fail completely, but they don't realize how smart and intelligent they are to adapt and learn from it. And if you understand that and learn that even if you have the worst of the worst happen to you, you can still adapt and you can overcome it. And I learned that just from trying, moving up to Houston and taking huge risks. There were months where like, how are we even gonna pay our bills? Like honestly, it's like, okay, next month's coming, like, are we gonna be able to realistically keep this up? Like imposter syndrome is a real thing.
There was a month where I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
Ian may have to cover me, and there was a month where I'm like, fuck, it's like, I may have to cover Ian.
We know what we have to do to get out of it. We adapt, we learn, we create better systems, we do more, we work harder. That's it. That's all you're gonna do, is you're just gonna adapt to all the pressure that's thrown on you.
Yeah.
We're just intelligent, and you don't know how you're going to be able to do it until you do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I just wanted to say this one thing. So that, I mean, to sum it all up, that's like the biggest mindset change to where it is now is basically just action. But it's funny because I was reading David Goggins' book, and if y'all want to read, first of all, if you want to read David Goggins' book, don't fucking buy the book. Buy the Audible, because it's a podcast and a talk show as well with the book. So David talks about a lot of other stories that are really important. So this one story he was talking about action as well. He was like, that's the biggest problem in today's society is action. All these excuses are ridiculous. So this guy, David was at the gym early in the morning. This guy came up to him. He's like, hey, are you David Goggins? And David was like, yeah, I am. Like, what's up? And he was like, yeah, man, like you really inspired me to run a 50-miler. If y'all know David Goggins' story, y'all know what I'm talking about, the 50-mile runs and 100-mile runs. So he was like, yeah, you really inspired me to do a 50-mile run. And David was like, oh, that's awesome, dude. Like, when's the date? And he was like, well, I haven't really scheduled it yet because this. I'll probably do it in like a year. And David was like, well, we'll just schedule it. Like, just put it on the schedule and then do it. He's like, well, I haven't trained for it yet. And he was sitting there like, what? Like, just put it on the freaking schedule, dude. A little bit, like, I don't know if you know David's story. He ran 100 miles and he didn't train for it.
Damn.
He scheduled it 3 days in advance, ran the whole thing. Yeah, like pissed blood, shat his pants.
Yeah.
And completed it. Yeah, hardest thing he's ever done in his life. And he's been through SEAL training, stuff like that. And he was like, people just don't tap into what the human's actually capable of.
Yeah.
But that just goes back on limiting beliefs, stuff like that. But yeah, so I mean, that's just the biggest mindset, dude. Is just actually putting action to do it. But
again, that's motivation, right? Speaking for itself. You know what you need to do, but you're too scared to write it down or set a date to it or set a time or like, okay, I have to complete it by this time, because now you're setting a goal for yourself, and you know if you don't accomplish it, you're gonna fail. And you're scared of failing. Yeah, and
that's kind of the last topic, is just like motivation. I was actually on a call today, and I don't know how your process works, but I always ask people their why statement, and they're like, well, I just want to look good, and I'm like, okay, that's the only incorrect answer you could have said. What's your why? And like, I challenge them very, very hard, because if it's someone that's just like, I just want to look good, I don't accept them as clients.
No, you gotta have a purpose.
Yeah. So it's funny because we were talking a little bit, and he was like, and also, man, I just have to say, like, motivation is just not real, is it? And I'm like, wait, you're telling me motivation's not real? Wow, I thought I was gonna have to tell you motivation's not real, because that's what I tell everyone who comes through my program. I'm like, hey, listen, man, I know you're really motivated right now. I guarantee that's gonna die off. All right, that's why your why is so important and why you want to start in the first place. That's why I challenge them. But yeah, I mean, like, if you're motivated to do something, I mean, yeah, start it, but like,
don't rely on it.
Don't, dude.
It's fake. It's momentum. But once you actually make that hard decision, you will not need motivation anymore.
Yeah.
Because once you get a taste, you're going to be like, I can do this. I can do this again. It's like a drug. Once you taste it once, you're going to keep doing it.
It's the same thing with us in the gym, bro. I acquired the first bicep pump of my life, and I'm like, holy fuck, this is like sex.
For real.
Like Arnold says.
No, he's like, I'm got me.
Yeah.
But once you get a taste of it, you just have to get a taste. That's all you need. One taste. Once I made my first sale, and I actually learned how to monetize, I just got a taste. I charged $100. It was $100 or $150. And I hand wrote everything.
Yeah, dude, my first sale was $40.
Oh my God. And I was like,
$40 to a guy that lived in like Norway or something. I had to email him everything. He had to pay me over PayPal $40.
Yeah. And it's like, but once I got a taste, I just knew. I was like, I can do this. I'm going to keep doing it. Repeat the same process. Boom. Kept doing it. I just repeat the same thing. I look for that next taste again. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
Once you get a taste, you're not going to rely on motivation. I don't rely on motivation. I never feel motivated, honestly. I don't even know what.
I'm not going to lie. I can't tell you.
I just feel excited.
I can't tell you the last time I felt motivated.
I wake up every day so happy. I'm not like, I don't know what's been in the water, but I've been waking up and I'm just like excited. I'm just excited to start the day because it's a new opportunity. It's a new day. You're gonna have a great time. You're gonna explore what you love. Like, and if you're not waking up and you're not happy, and you're like dreading waking up the next
You better
day,
change that shit.
you need to change it. If you don't change it, you're just looking at the next 70 or however many years you got left of your life.
Yeah.
But
I think that's going to wrap it up.
Yeah. I'm dead. My throat hurts. I need to go eat food.
Yeah, I got like 100 grams of protein to eat left.
I have a lot too.
But that's going to wrap up episode, whatever this was, 7. All we ask you guys is to share this to someone who you think that this would affect. So in my eyes, if you were to share this with someone, you need to share this with someone who is stuck.
Yeah. Or stuck or scared to take the next step.
Yeah, scared to take the next step.
And I think it's a great opportunity for you as well to take the next step and kind of re-listen to this. But we just appreciate any support you guys give us. And the value is not from a like or a comment. The value is just hopefully that you guys learned something from this. That's what we really want to put out there. So if we pulled value from it, share it with a friend. Comment down below.
Yeah, we genuinely like doing these podcasts. We don't do it because like we feel like we have to.
Such a fresh breath of air. Like I feel so good after because I just talk about everything on my mind.
Yeah, it's different because me and Ian talk about this shit every single day. We hear about it all the time. But yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed. That's episode 7. Catch y'all next Sunday.